Hey VC, Big Star 1000 with an installment of Gimme Ten. This week dedicated to the label ECM. ECM editions of contemporary music. Started in 1969 by Manfred Eicher, a German jazz fan hailing from Munich. Label is still pretty much in activity. Very vast label, lots and lots of titles. So to choose 10 was a mammoth task. I've had to listen to a lot of ECM records in the past, I don't know, week and a half. It's pretty much what I listened to. So I could come up with some kind of a compendium of what I think my favorite ECM records are. Now you may not agree with the records that I'm going to show you, but it's okay. It's my list. You feel free to comment, say something. But at least half of these records are, I would say, essential records, and the other half are just my personal favorites. ECM is a very broad kind of a label. It's very hard to define the ECM sound, although it's often viewed as very atmospheric, lots of broad sonic landscapes, very poetic, very spacious sound, the ECM jazz sound. And it covers a lot of really great artists from Jarrett, Chick Corea, Gary Burton, Paul Bley, John Abercrombie, and Terje, Rypdal, John Christensen, Paul Danielson, Jan Garbarek, Eberhard Weber, Robin Kenyatta. The list goes on and on and on. So here are 10 great ECM titles. Hope you enjoy. Right, number one on this list is a CD, the only CD I've got there. I wish I had this on vinyl. Nonetheless, the music is the same. Absolutely essential ECM title, and really showing the depth and breadth of the ECM catalogue. Steve Reich, music for 18 musicians, released in 1978. So a minimal avant-garde piece, played by 18 musicians. Sort of repetitive sort of cycles. Almost completely devoid of melody, just rhythmic patterns. Absolutely fantastic. And yes, I would love to get this on vinyl, but it's okay. CD will do at the moment. Number two here is the record that basically made ECM what it is. I mean, when you think about ECM, if you think about one record, make it this one, the Köln concert by Jarrett. Absolutely outstanding double LP of solo piano. And if solo piano is not your thing, think again, because this is a wonderful effort. Story is famous. He was tired. He hadn't slept for 30 hours or something. And he arrived in Cologne in the concert hall, and the piano was not to his taste. So he was very annoyed, but he still played magical improvisation, captured on double vinyl, 1975. Absolutely essential, and everybody should own Concert in Cologne, in my opinion. Just as essential, in my opinion, obviously it's my opinion, is this Chick Corea Return to Forever LP, released in 1972. Surely one of the most iconic titles on the catalogue, with its sort of evocative sleeve of a bird flying over the water. Reflects the music, light, airy, beautiful, really soaring music. It's got a Latin feel. It's got a great band, Chick Corea, Flora Purim, Airto Moreira, Joe Farrell, Stanley Clarke. I mean, this is basically the debut Return to Forever record, except that it's under the name Chick Corea. Chick Corea plays stellar electric piano in this. It's one of the best titles on the ECM catalogue but also one of the best records that I've personally heard. Is just a fantastic jazz fusion record. Number 4 on this list is this superb fusion trio records, John Abercrombie, Dave Holland and Jack DeJohnette, Gateway, the first volume. Astounding, sort of understated, raging record. You know, it's like it's kind of bubbling underneath. There's an understated rage about this thing. It sort of blows every other power trio that I can think of out of the water. To me, it's an absolutely fantastic record, back to front. 1975, ECM number. What's the number of this? 1061. Yes. Number 5. I had to include at least one record from this Scandinavian guitar player. Just one of the best musicians on the ECM roster. Terje Rypdal, a Norwegian guitar player extraordinaire. What comes after? A really sort of enduring fusion records, reminiscent to things like Jack Johnson by Miles Davis. Just again, like the previous record, like the Gateway record, this kind of bubbling rage, that sort of stays at a certain level when you expect it to erupt, but it's just classy, understated, just wonderful, very atmospheric, even I would say impressionistic music. This is like looking at a Monet painting. You can see the thick brushstrokes. When you stand from a distance, you actually get what the picture is all about. This is what this record does for you. 1973. What comes after? Number 6 on this list is a wonderful. Again, it's a fusion, very moody kind of fusion record by bass player Bar Phillips, American bass player. Mountainscapes from 1976. Wonderfully evocative record, evocative cover, which gives me the opportunity to talk about the art of ECM, because it's a very uniform label. It's one of those labels almost instantly recognizable, because the covers just have a sort of aesthetics. The music is an aesthetic, the artwork has got an aesthetic. This is wonderful. Bar Phillips on bass, John Sermon on clarinet, John Abercrombie on guitar. Absolutely stellar record. Just highly recommended. Really sort of with mood pieces, but really soaring again. In a different register, a wonderful piano record from, again, an American pianist who I think is massively underrated. I'm talking about Steve Kuhn. This is Trance. Here's Steve Kuhn. This was recorded in New York, strangely enough, not in Germany. 1974, with Steve Swallow on bass, Jack DeJohnette on drums, and Sue Evans on percussion. This is just got a amazing electric piano, and it's a little funky, again moody, a little fusiony, but above all, it's a jazz record. So I would highly recommend this if you like jazz piano. And with Jack DeJohnette on drums, I mean, you can't really go wrong. It's a wonderful, wonderful piece of music. Here is probably one of the rarest ECMs on the catalogue, certainly the one I paid for the most. Michael Nora Vanessa. Michael Nora is a Latvian pianist, or maybe Estonian pianist. It's one of the Baltic countries, look it up. This was recorded in 1974, I think, in Germany as well, and features Eberhard Weber on bass, amongst other people. It's just a wonderful piece of artwork to start with, but again, this veers from a funky jazz record to a fusion record to just, I mean, you know, there are mood pieces like on just vibes, lots of vibes on the beautiful. The first track, Vanessa, the first track on side 2 is vibes mostly, which is cool. It's a great record, and I'm so glad to have it in my collection because it's stellar. Second last is an absolute favorite of mine. It's this record, Love Love by June Priester, Paper Toto, sorry, who was the trombone player in the Mwandishi band with Herbie Hancock. He plays on Mwandishi and Sextants and other records. This is just super funky, very un-ECM like. If you like things like Mwandishi or Bitches Brew, this is Daniel most certainly, from 1973. Features Henry Franklin, the skipper, on Fender Rhodes. But this is, this is really a top record with Moog and ARP to 2600 synth. Just lots and lots of really cool effects. Just brilliant record. Highly recommend it. And finally, a delight of an Indian fusion record, Who's to Know by L. Shankar, Indian classical music. I picked this up years ago in a Sydney flea market, and I only picked it up on the strength that it was ECM and dedicated to John McLaughlin. L. Shankar plays double neck violin. This is a cosmic Indian record if I've ever heard one. If all Indian records sound like this, this is just stunning. Absolutely 100% stunning. Really, it's cosmic music played by Indian musicians. It's just great. And this is a later album, 1981, ECM. Yeah, I can, and this shows the depth of ECM basically, because, you get things like this and things like, Steve Reich on the same label, which are completely different things, yet it sort of works together. It's the sound, the ECM sound that nobody is quite sure what it is exactly. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Feel free to respond, to put some comments, to say that you like some of these records, other records. As I said, I could only put 10, so I could have made 5 videos worth of this stuff, and I made one. Very hard to make. I hope I maybe reinforce your opinion on some ECM records, or introduce you to new ECM records. I don't know. Or maybe you've never heard of ECM. Who knows? Anyway, VC, leave me some comments. I'll talk to you, and I'll see you later this week with new vinyl finds, I think. See ya.